Okay, this is a really quick overview of llmvm, which is a command line tool to interact with either Anthropic, OpenAI, or Google's various LLMs to take problems and deconstruct them and use local helpers from your Python execution runtime to resolve and complete them. So very quick demo. Who won the most recent race in Formula One? So this query, along with a fairly complicated prompt, goes off to Claude. Claude chooses to generate some code. That code gets executed on my local machine, and that code has decided to use Google to search for the latest Formula One results. It then fires up a browser, goes and grabs the sites that Google offered, and then figures out who won the last Formula One race. And this is correct. Max Verstappen won the Brazilian Grand Prix. Okay, what is the weather like there right now? It'll again generate some code. It's called the Get Weather tool, and has come back as a balmy 20 Celsius. Who is second in the championship, and what will it take for them to win the championship? So again, it's decided to start searching to get the data it needs. It's picked Google, it's fired up the web browser. And is figuring out who is second and what it'll take. Okay, Lando Norris is second, and Claude has given us a fairly good description of what would be required. Okay, let's try something different. I have a spreadsheet here, which is the diary. Can't actually switch that. Okay, well, I have a Google Sheet. Can't actually see it. As a big long list, about 50 rows or so of diary entries. And those diary entries contain my calendar entries and so on. So I'm going to create a new thread here. Go and get my diary from this Google Sheet. And Claude has decided it's going to bind the spreadsheet to a pandas data frame. It's using the Google API to go do that. And it's come back with exactly what my itinerary looks like. Okay, in this itinerary, it looks like I am delivering a talk. Tell me more about the talk on December 7th. Let's see what it does. Okay. It has decided to go search for the conference itself. It's grabbing information about the tickets, schedule, and the agenda. Okay, it's trying to get even more specific information. Doesn't seem like it was satisfied that it got what it needed. And there we go. Given me a relatively good description here of what the conference is about. How many days until the conference? "34 days. Well, I better get started on my talk." Okay, so that is a very quick and basic overview of llmvm. I might try one more sophisticated thing, which is having llmvm work with Claude or OpenAI to control a browser. Using the browser, let's go to bbc.com and get the top 5 headlines. Okay, it's using a headless browser behind the scenes. Chromium. It's now grabbing the headlines. And giving us a top 5 headlines. Build me a graph, a network graph of how these articles overlap. I don't know what this is going to do actually. It'd be pretty interesting to see how Claude thinks about it. I guess it's going off to get the content of each of the articles and then building a digraph. Now here what we have is some code that generated incorrectly. And so llmvm is able to figure out that this is the case and then try and regenerate the code by asking the LLM to look and understand and analyze the code. And it has done that. Fairly simple graph, but that's what you would expect just from a bunch of headlines. And that's it. This should work pretty well on Mac OS. I'm pretty sure it works on Linux. No warranties for Windows. Thank you.